Hello, everyone. This is Joe Consmagno, and welcome to Managed Networking, part of our Managed Services webinar series. Thanks, everybody, for joining, and I'll get into our agenda here shortly. So today's agenda for our webinar this morning is we're going to discuss IntegraONE, an introduction to our overall company, and then we're going to discuss FusionONE's managed services offering. FusionONE is the managed services platform of IntegraONE. Then we're going to discuss FusionONE Managed Networking. We're going to zone in on exactly what we do to provide a proactive approach to your day-to-day needs. How do we help you become more proactive? What do we do with these alerts, the alerts we generate for the Managed Networking team? How we do network outage visits? And how we take a team approach to augmenting your staff. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with why choose FusionONE as your managed services provider. So a quick overview of IntegraONE as a whole. We've been in business since 1990. It's about 28, 29 years now. There are about 84 team members, members of the staff here. We're growing business through lasting partnerships and dependable services. And across the bottom there, you'll see all 5 of our offices. So our headquarters is in Allentown. Harrisburg has an office. I'm out in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is an office. We also have an office in Philadelphia, right outside in Fort Washington, and then in Wilkes-Barre, PA as well. So who we are, IntegraONE combines experienced engineers with leading technology to deliver tailored solutions and services across the Mid-Atlantic/Pennsylvania region. The solutions that we're putting out there are security technologies. We have a security practice where we're doing pen tests, we do managed security, data center, server, and storage. We built data centers from the ground up and maintain them as well. Unified communications. We also have an IoT practice. We're really big in network infrastructure. A lot of different vendors and different certifications we have along that line, such as Fortinet, Cisco, cloud services. So we do have a cloud practice as well, where we can run workloads in data centers across the United States. What I'm going to speak about here, so I'll just skim over it real quick. FusionONE Managed Services, and then technical repair services. So we also have a practice where we can repair and the HP hardware and that we sell, we can bring that in-house and carry out the warranties applied to those devices. So the markets that we serve, the markets where we really feel a niche are going to be higher ed, K through 12, commercial, government, healthcare, and financial. So now we're going to do a deep dive into FusionONE, which is our managed services platform. So what is the advantage of using FusionONE? Is we don't sell technology, software, functions, and features. So what do? Well, we deliver a proactive, preventative approach to managing the technology that our clients have, so you can focus on your organizational priorities. So leave all of those alerts and the mundane tasks of checking backups and doing things along that nature, making sure your firewalls are up to date, making sure there's no alerts happening on your servers. Let all that stuff come to our team. They do it day in and day out for 100 plus clients. So what are we delivering? We're delivering an increased user productivity and uptime. So with us managing alerts and making sure users aren't running out of disk space, the servers aren't running out of disk space, emails flowing, we are increasing the user productivity and uptime, therefore resulting in a better network stability and decreased security risk. So if you're paying for alerts, if you're paying for updates from Cisco, Fortinet, any of the providers that you may have, any of the vendors you may have, we're going to apply those updates and we're going to apply them on a regular basis. Therefore, if you're getting more and more out of your network, you're going to lower your overall IT costs. So you're not throwing a PC out because it's slow. We'll be able to hop on, make sure that antivirus is running, or if it's running into issues where it's scanning a file or folder where it's not supposed to, and the user previously may have viewed that as this PC is dying, but when they call into our help desk and they realize that perhaps it was a software issue, not a hardware issue, that's going to lower your overall IT cost. We also respond with a high level on our support desk. We Answer calls within 90 seconds, and we get back to emails within 30 minutes, resulting in quick responses for your team. So who makes up our MSP team? Our MSP team currently serves the Mid-Atlantic region from all 5 office locations. That's Pittsburgh, Wilkes-Barre, Philadelphia, Allentown. All 5 of our offices have engineers in them, resulting in 15 years of experience. So we've been doing managed services since the middle of the 2000s. We're consisting of 32 team members, and that staff of team members can be networking guys, it can be desktop guys, server guys. It ranges in all types of different expertise. And at this moment, we're supporting over 5,000 devices, 400 plus servers, 4,500 different desktops and laptops, 1,000 plus network devices, and we'll dive into how we support a network device over the coming slides. And we're trying to create with our clients a valuable partnership. So our team of responsive and knowledgeable experts takes a personalized approach to your partnership with us. So when we come aboard and we understand your network, we're going to start to create action items based upon the specific items in your network. And I'll jump into that when I touch upon network admin checklists in a few slides from now. But we are dedicated to fully understanding your organization's unique IT environment and requirements. Next slide here is just going to show you some of our vendor partners that we use in the managed services / managed networking portfolio, which is going to be HP, Continuum, StorageGraph, ConnectWise, Lenovo. We've invested into a tool called IT Glue, which will allow all of our engineers to see the same exact documentation that somebody on site would see, somebody in Pittsburgh would see, and somebody in Wilkes-Barre would see when they're working on problems for you. But our guys are able to support all the vendor partners that you see on the screen, as well as many more. So jumping into FusionONE Managed Networking, I'm going to cover 5 things, and that's going to be how we take a proactive approach to your day-to-day, how do we help you become more proactive, what do we do with the alerts when we get them, what's a network admin visit, and a complete team approach to augment your staff. So what do we do with a proactive approach to your day-to-day? Well, we're monitoring your gear 24/7. That means a switch, that means a firewall. We're looking for performance and we're looking for availability. So if a device goes down, our guys are going to be on top of it. So what does that mean for an IT staff, or what does that mean for a business owner? That means stepping away from managing the day-to-day needs of your switches, routers, firewalls, access points. We're going to determine if one of those things are down or one of those things are causing issues. So you're going to let IntegraONE's managed networking team watch over all of your devices. We'll scan everything and we'll begin to take over your network, allowing you to get calls from your staff after issues are resolved, saying, "Oh, I had this problem. IntegraONE fixed it. Oh, did you know they looked into this?" etc. And you'll be able to see all of those issues as they occur or after they've been resolved in a ticketing system. So we'll give you access into our ticketing system to see all the issues that may have happened over the past couple months. Anytime your users may have called in, it'll have a historical database of who worked on what and what has been happening in your environment. So that's allowing you to take a proactive approach to your day-to-day rather than reactive and receiving calls that access points down over here, or we can't find internet over here, or whatever the end users may say, and you knowing that we'll have guys available to look directly into those problems for you if they're not already looking into them before a call takes place. So how do we help you become more proactive? We're going to rely on a tool set, and that tool set is called Auvik, A-U-V-I-K. And what does Auvik do? Well, the minute we install it, it will begin to do a fully automated mapping of your environment. And I put a screenshot of a demo environment, but in a matter of minutes, it will become a complete map of the physical and logical topologies of your environment. And then as things change in your network, they appear in real time. So if you move a cable and you move it from one switch to another switch, it's going to appear on this map in real time. And it also allows us to see where packets are dropping or connections are having issues, and then an instant inventory of every device. So it's not a real-time screenshot there on the PowerPoint, but if you hover over one of those devices, you'd be able to pull up the serial number of that switch or that firewall or that access point. You'd be able to pull up the IP, etc. make and model as well, allowing you to get a good view into your environment as well as our team as well. So Auvik Network Management also provides password management. So this allows you to easily store passwords inside of this tool set here. So anytime you look at a device, you'll be able to just remote right into it. It's storing credentials securely and encrypted inside of this Auvik toolset, which is a cloud-hosted toolset as well. It's a potential to create different passwords on a large number of devices, so you don't have to have the same password or forcing you to change what the admin password was on all of your, say, Fortinet gear the day you put it out there. Create different passwords for each one of your different devices on site, store them in here, and you can get on them pretty quickly. When we put our Auvik toolset out there, we also put multi-factor authentication, so you'll be forced to log in with the password and then a unique code that gets sent to your phone every time you log in. That's carried out throughout the whole team. So everybody that logs into Auvik will have that multi-factor on, and then you'll have your password management inside of it. And that gives us the ability to document your entire network in one vendor agnostic place. Therefore, if you have Cisco gear, if you have Fortinet, if you have Barracuda, it doesn't make a difference. Everything's going to show up here exactly the same. Everything's going to have the same functionality. We also have remote access into all the devices that we have here, all the network devices, not servers or desktops that will show up here. And you'll be allowed to do that over SSH or Telnet. So what type of alerts and such are we getting? Pre-configured alerts immediately monitor device utilization spikes, elements going offline, packet errors, and more. So that is built in from the minute that we install this. So if we put this Auvik in here and we start to scan your network today, a device goes down tonight, we didn't have to build any intelligence in to figure that out. It's already set up to email our team directly and begin to work on that issue, whether it happens at 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. These pre-configured alerts can be tweaked. So if you have a device that you know is going to be on high CPU utilization because you know it's going to be replaced in 6 months and it may be a couple years old, then we can tune those down a little bit, therefore not resulting in tons of tickets being created for a device that we know is going to be troublesome. We can start to steer that to something that is much more manageable. And then additionally, we can add in our own alerts for specific things we see on your network. So as we learn more and more what's going to cause problems, what's going to impact users, we'll be able to tweak things in order to get the best approach to your network and make sure we get alerts that are going to give us specific items to adjust upon your network. So what are we doing with these alerts that I just spoke about over the past couple slides? So our managed networking team was notified immediately via a call that an element in your network is offline. So that happens at all times of the day. So if our staff is, we have on-call technicians and maybe they're eating dinner at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and an element goes off on one of our managed networking clients, a call gets generated out of our Auvik toolset, and it will call the on-call engineer. They'll pull out their laptop and they'll start looking into it. That's categorized as an emergency event, something being down, and they'll begin to look into whether it's an ISP issue, a device issue, is there other things in your network online, or is the whole network down, and they'll begin to take steps after that to remediate the issue, contact the ISP, contact the customer, letting them know maybe there's a power outage in the area, etc. So those are emergency events. Critical alerts are raised to our team and worked on high priority. These things are going to include high utilization, packet loss, spanning tree change, stuck switch port status change, VPN and remote gateways loss. These items get raised and worked on high priority. And then the last one there, non-critical alerts. These are things that we're going to work on a lower priority, as well as when we do our network admin visits, which we'll be discussing a couple slides here. These are going to be checkbox items that we're going to show you, hey, these are the things that we did over the past month, these are the past couple months, in order to increase the productivity of your network. So those alerts are going to include misconfigurations, trunk port not shared, route not used, and many more. So network admin visits. So what I've described up until this moment is how we look at things on a remote standpoint. So all those alerts are being sent to a remote staff that's in Pittsburgh, they're in Wilkes-Barre, they're in Philadelphia, etc. They're working from home. All those things are hitting a remote staff. But what are we going to do when we bring on an on-site component to this model that we have for you? And that's going to really be fleshed out by network admin visits. So what network admin visits are? Proactive visits where we send an engineer on site to go over a checklist of items that are specific to your network. This occurs generally on a monthly basis. Some of our clients have a bigger network, so we come on site more often. But it's looking at a collaborative approach to working with you. So this on-site meeting at the beginning of each visit, we'll sit down with key members of your staff, whether it be the IT person, the business owner, etc., and we'll begin to understand what's happened over the last couple of weeks, making recommendations based upon what we've seen, what we predict is going to happen. If you have devices that are becoming end of life, if you have devices that are going to need additional smart nets or care packs, etc. If you have devices that maybe we've been seeing a spike in utilization on your firewall because you've gone from 20 users up to 30 users this year, and it might be time to start the budget for a new device there. They'll look at the items completed since the last on-site visit by the remote staff. So all the alerts that I spoke about over the last 3-4 slides, they'll have those documented, and they'll call out anything that may be of an issue, or just say, hey, we fixed these 3-4 misconfigurations, but you didn't have any device downs, you didn't have any issues that were impacting users. And they're going to check to see if any firmware updates are available and begin a plan on when those can be applied. So if they're sitting there this morning at your site saying, hey, there's a new update out for your firewall, we can apply it Saturday at 11 o'clock, reboot the device. It shouldn't affect any users because they're all going to be home Saturday at 11 o'clock. So this is going to be checklist items after the meeting. So after they sit down with you, understand what's been happening over the past couple weeks since they were there last, they're going to go through their checklist of proactive items. These aren't going to be these dots on here aren't going to be tailored specifically to any customer, but generally this is what you can expect. So keeping up to date on labeling of all equipment in the closet. Visually inspect all of the equipment. So check for heavy desk buildup, look for red lights. Ensure the network diagram is up to date. So that's going to be through the Auvik toolset. If there's anything that needs to be removed, if there's anything that didn't catch when it automatically scans. Straighten up the cable in the closet or make any adjustments along that line. So if there's something that looks a while, they'll grab electrical tape, or they'll grab something in order to make sure that those cables look straight and your closet isn't in a state of confusion there. Replace any bad cabling that may be resulting in dropped packets across the network. We've seen this with plenty of clients where we'll get alerts for dropped packets, and we'll let the customer know that maybe there's a bad cable there, and they'll come out and they replace it on their next network admin visit. Look into any non-critical alerts that may have not been addressed by the managed networking staff. And then at the end of the day, they're going to email the client with a summary of the day's events. So here's everything that happened all day. Here's the issues I looked into. Here's what we spoke about. Here's our next action items. So how is that taking a team approach to augmenting your staff? Well, on the left-hand side here, you see all the reactive alerts. So Auvik network monitoring and management, they're creating all these alerts for their remote staff. We're also taking a proactive approach to your network, coming on site, creating action items that are going to be looked at maybe every 30 days, every 60 days, every 90 days. Combining both of those things, a reactive and a proactive approach, is going to result into the FusionONE Managed Networking offering, which is striving to work with your current IT staff to understand your needs and fill in the gaps, keeping your network the most secure, up-to-date, and functioning as best as it can. So as we wrap up here, why FusionONE? FusionONE is the right choice for dedicating to ensuring your choice of an investment that your organization can make. So the best investment that your staff can make into looking at your network on a proactive approach. We are focused on helping you meet your business objectives and exceed the expectations of our customers. Sorry about that. I screwed that slide up there. And right now, We have about 110, 120 satisfied clients on this. So after we wrap up here, you're going to get a short survey. We'd appreciate if you filled it out, and anybody that fills it out will receive a Starbucks gift card of value of $10. And I want to thank everybody for joining today. If anybody has any questions, they can throw it in our chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. I'll hang out for another minute or two. But again, my name is Joe Contamagno. My direct line is 724-524-0697 there on the screen, and then feel free to copy down my email address if you'd like to get in touch with me. All right, thanks everybody for joining today. We'll do another one of these in about a month. Please look out for the invite.